Deep within a remote, snow-clad mountain range shrouded in ancient mystery, a legend comes alive. The mountains, standing stoically against the elements, have long whispered tales of divine beings and colossal figures lost in time. In the silent embrace of these rugged peaks, the biblical accounts of the Nephilim find their echo. For centuries, scholars and storytellers have speculated about these enigmatic giants, believed to have walked the earth when heaven and earth were closer. Today, the frozen wilderness cradles secrets that surpass myth and resonate with reality. Mysterious and majestic, the landscape itself seems imbued with the stories of old, where every rock and shadow hints at forgotten histories. As I journey through this formidable terrain, my heart hums with both trepidation and wonder. Little did I know that what lay ahead would not merely challenge scientific belief, but also bridge the gap between ancient lore and modern discovery. The very air vibrates with an inexplicable energy, and the silent stones seem to guard secrets of a past when divine beings roamed among men. In this frozen realm, legends are no longer confined to dusty pages. They are waiting to be awakened. This journey marks the beginning of revelations. Our expedition set forth on a daring quest through treacherous paths, determined by a passion to unravel secrets that blurred the line between myth and history. A team of diverse experts, archaeologists, historians, and adventurers assembled with a common purpose: to verify ancient texts and explore the mountainous frontier rumored to conceal divinely inspired relics. Their motivation was fueled by decades of scholarly research and thrilling dreams of discovery. Navigating through icy winds and rugged terrain, the explorers experienced both the tangible challenges of nature and the intangible pull of destiny. With heavy backpacks laden with instruments, countless maps, and meticulous research journals, every step taken was a tribute to centuries-old mysteries. In silent camaraderie and humbling awe, each team member shared an unspoken agreement that they were on the verge of something monumental. Observing landmarks etched by time and nature's relentless artistry, I recorded the passion and determination that ignited their faces. The crisp mountain air seemed to breathe life into forgotten legends, while ancient trails guided our way. Every fragment of evidence collected strengthened our resolve, as each artifact whispered echoes of a forgotten era. The journey was as much a test of our physical endurance as it was an exploration of our inner courage. The vast expanse of snow and stone, both unforgiving and majestic, transformed our expedition into a pilgrimage toward understanding the divine interplay between humanity and history. Every footstep resonated with the timeless rhythm of exploration, as hope and mystery intermingled with each breath. After days of relentless trekking along unpredictable slopes, the expedition reached a secluded valley where nature appeared to have concealed a hidden secret. There, behind overgrown vegetation and massive boulders, an immense cavern opened like a gateway to a forgotten realm. In the dim light of early dusk, as the sun's rays struck wet stone, the outlines of colossal, humanoid remains emerged from the shadows. These remains, unlike any skeletal structure familiar to modern science, bore uncanny resemblances to biblical depictions of the Nephilim. Weathered bones and giant fragments lay intermingled with relics etched with mysterious symbols that hinted at a time when gods and giants mingled with mortals. With each cautious step, I documented the scene meticulously, my heart pounding in silent awe as I pieced together the narrative of a civilization lost to time. The chamber's walls, adorned with carvings that blended sacred scripture with cryptic imagery, evoked a sense of divinity and forewarning. Every inscription was a portal to ancient wisdom, stirring questions that defied conventional scientific rationale. As the shadows deepened, the atmosphere seemed thick with an ethereal force, as if the chamber itself actively safeguarded its secrets. The silence was profound, punctuated only by the soft scrape of my pen and the distant drip of water echoing through vast passageways. This extraordinary discovery was not merely a collection of relics and bones. It was a bridge between the realms of legend and tangible history. Standing amidst these monumental remnants, I felt both the weight of antiquity and the exhilarating promise of uncovering truths that have lingered beneath the surface of human knowledge for millennia. The grandeur of the Nephilim chambers stirred a deep introspection, inviting one to ponder the mysteries of divine influence and the forgotten intersection of myth and reality. In that moment, every artifact became a silent storyteller of epochs long vanished, beckoning future generations to explore the uncharted corridors of faith and history. The weight of these colossal remains urged us to reconcile the divine with the mortal, while unanswered questions swirled in the chilly air, leaving an indelible mark on our souls. Not long after our initial exploration of the cavern, an unsettling transformation began to ripple through the ancient halls. As if stirred by our intrusion, mysterious events unfolded with escalating intensity. At first, a curious chill descended upon the chamber, and subtle vibrations echoed against the stone walls. I observed that shadows danced in impossible patterns, flickering in the periphery of my vision, hinting at an unseen presence. A sense of marvel and disquiet mingled in the air as equipment started to malfunction inexplicably, with compasses spinning and light meters faltering. The environment itself appeared to respond to our presence, shifting its energy in a way that defied logical explanation. The very walls seemed to breathe, and faint whispers, like distant voices, resonated through the passages. In the silent moments between discovery and panic, the atmosphere was charged with an electric tension that blurred the lines between rational science and the supernatural. Evidence of this phenomenon emerged not only in physical anomalies, but also in the deep-seated feeling among all of us that the chamber was aware. Every measured beat of my heart echoed the growing realization that this place was more than a repository of relics. It was a living monument to forgotten powers. With each passing minute, the interplay of light and shadow, sound and silence, deepened into a mystery that both terrified and captivated the soul, leaving an indelible impression on every explorer present. Slowly, a subtle shift in the environment became unmistakable as unexplained lights flickered along the ancient walls. The very ground beneath our feet trembled ever so slightly, as though echoing the heartbeat of a hidden, otherworldly force. This surreal confrontation blurred every boundary between nature and the supernatural. Every moment intensified our realization that unseen energies were at work, binding us to an ancient mystery beyond comprehension. In the wake of these enigmatic phenomena, the expedition's collective spirit was both emboldened and divided. As I walked the dim corridors of the chamber, I sensed a growing friction among the team. The rational mind clashed with fervent belief in the supernatural. Skepticism, long a silent companion, now voiced its doubts as the undeniable oddities challenged every established theory. In hushed conversations and fervid internal debates, we examined each new relic and inscription, desperately seeking to reconcile the physical evidence with the legends of old. The more we uncovered, the deeper these revelations cut into our understanding of history and faith. In quiet moments, while recording my notes by the wavering light of an oil lamp, I contemplated the possibility that we were witnessing a living confluence of myth and science. Each team member carried the burden of their own convictions. Some clung to logic as a shield, while others embraced the possibility of divine intervention with a fervor that bordered on reverence. The ancient symbols etched on the stone seemed to pulse with hidden meanings, urging us to question everything we once took for granted. Amid the growing tension, whispers of a greater purpose began to emerge. It was as if the chamber demanded not only our attention, but also our trust, as it revealed fragments of a forgotten narrative that harmonized both ancient scripture and empirical inquiry. In that profound stillness, the undeniable truth began to manifest, a truth that might forever alter our perception of existence and the intertwining of the mortal with the divine. I could feel the mounting pressure of unanswered queries as every artifact, every symbol, and every shifting shadow deepened the mystery. Our minds raced to unite the past with the present, forging theories that defied simple explanation. It was utterly perplexing. In an unforeseen turn that shattered the calm of our investigation, the chamber suddenly responded with violent vigor. The ground quaked beneath our feet as a thunderous rumble heralded the collapse of a fragile passageway behind us. Dust and debris filled the air, and the ancient walls groaned as if mourning the disturbance of long-held secrets. Every instinct screamed to flee, yet the urgency to preserve precious evidence held us in place. Racing against time, we scrambled over rubble and dodged falling stones, each movement a desperate dance with danger. The once silent chamber erupted into chaos, its very structure seemingly alive, and intent on testing our resolve. Amidst the turmoil, my heart pounded with both fear and adrenaline, fueling a determination to document every dramatic, fleeting moment. In that critical juncture, every decision carried the weight of life and discovery, as our survival intertwined with the chamber's unpredictable wrath. The balance between preservation of ancient truths and the imperative to save our lives teetered perilously. With hazardous passages collapsing around us, it became a battle against both the relentless forces of nature and an enigmatic, unseen power intent on halting our quest for the truth. Danger reigned supreme always. As the dust settled and the echo of chaos faded, I found myself reflecting on the profound journey through time and myth. The Nephilim chambers had unveiled mysteries that bent the boundaries of reality, leaving both tangible evidence and the intangible stirrings of divine presence. Though our expedition emerged scarred yet enlightened, the weight of ancient revelations remained. In that silent aftermath, a quiet promise lingered that the quest for truth, no matter how perilous, continues to push us beyond the known. Our journey forward remains forever full of hope. Mystery endures beyond measure.